I'm Kevin, and I'm joined by my co-host with Harrison Bader like hair.
Yeah, it's a weird ordeal. Katie is just proving to be childish.
Which is why I don't feel I would give $5 million to Jack Campbell.
I don't know. Baseball is one of those sports where anyone who makes the playoffs really can be a contender.
I think the Padres definitely do it.
I don't think Donovan Mitchell gets traded.
Kyrie Irving does have the track record of not being a great locker room fit, or even good locker room fit.
Bader got some luscious locks. I gotta say it.
This is Zach Bigley, the broadcaster for the Frisco Rough Riders, and you're listening to Outsiders Opinions with Kevin and Austin. You guys better subscribe.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to our MLB Opinions of the Week. We have already reviewed MLB awards, and now that means the season is officially over. So let's look back at our regular season predictions, Austin, where congrats to you for a stellar prediction as you finished with 60 points, doubling my total. Yeah, doubling my total and some extra as I had 26 points.
Yeah, let's quickly explain this for our future selves and everybody else. We don't do a great job of explaining this. I've listened to like 5 or 6 videos that we previously did where we give the points, but we don't necessarily explain. So I'll try to explain this in the most concise and accurate way possible. If you have a team in the right spot in their division, so we did it by divisions. If you had them in the right spot of their division, you get plus 3 points. So, for example, in the AL East, I had the Rays at 4. That's plus 3. If you had them in the right place of their division and they made the playoffs, it's plus 4 points because you get 1 point for having a team correctly in the playoffs and plus 3 for the right spot. So it'd be like the Red Sox, who I had at 3rd in the AL East. If you had them in the playoffs and they missed the playoffs, like my AL East with the Orioles, that's minus 1 point. If you had them missing the playoffs and they made the playoffs, like the Blue Jays in my AL East, that's minus 1 point as well. If you had them in the right spot in the division and had them making the playoffs and they missed the playoffs, like my Mets, it's only plus 2 points. Are there any other If you had them missing the playoffs and then they did not make the playoffs, but you did not have them in the right spot, it's 0 points. So you don't get a minus or a plus because you had them missing the playoffs, but they didn't get in the right spot for you. So if they missed the playoffs, you can either get 3 or 0. That's it. If they did miss the playoffs. And then if you had them missing the playoffs and they made the playoffs, it's minus 1.
Yep. So yeah, that's where it got. I think the NL West is my best, as I got 10 points. But the problem is you did incredibly well in the NL.
Well, yeah, in the AL I got 21 points, and in the NL I got 39 points. The NL's maybe my greatest NL. What am I talking about? Maybe it is my greatest NL I've ever done. I misplaced 2 teams in the entire of the NL. I'll go into my NL and just do it really quickly. So I had Phillies, Mets, Braves, Marlins, Nats. It really was Phillies, Mets, Marlins, Braves, Nats. But I did have the Mets making the playoffs, so I only got plus 2 for that, minus 1 for having them missing, or for having them making when they missed. So I got 9 points in that division. Then for the NL Central, I got every team correct: Brewers, Cubs, Reds, Cardinals, Pirates. However, the Cubs and Reds, I did not have making the playoffs. So I only got plus 2 for each of those. So I got plus 14 for the NL Central. And in the NL West, I had Dodgers, Padres, Giants, Diamondbacks, Rockies, just as it was, except I had the Giants making the playoffs, so I only got plus 2 for that. So I got 16 points in the NL West, and that comes out to 39 points in the NL. What does your NL look like?
So I'll go with the NL East. I had Braves, Mets, Phillies, Nationals, Marlins. I got minus 1 for the Braves. Mets I had at the second spot, but I had them making the playoffs and they missed the playoffs, so I got 0. Phillies minus 1.
Wait, 1 second. I think that you scored that wrong.
Is it minus 1?
If you had them missing the playoffs. Oh yeah, if you had them making the playoffs, but you had them in the right spot, it's plus 2.
Or maybe, how do I get 0 again?
If you had them missing the playoffs and they missed, but you don't have them in the right spot.
Oh yeah, I guess yeah. So it should be +2. Okay, does not. Okay, so I'm at 28. Thank you. I don't know why I had them. So I'm at 28, but yeah. So I got -1 for the Phillies because they made the playoffs, and I didn't have them making the playoffs. Then the Marlins were in the third spot, and the Nationals were last. So that just leads me to a break-even point on the NL East. And then the NL Central, I had the Brewers at the top spot going to the playoffs. I got +4 for that. I had the Reds and Cubs in the wrong spot and not making the playoffs, so I got a -1 for both of those. And then I had the Pirates, then Cardinals. Cardinals were better than the Pirates this year. Now we get to the NL West, where I had the Dodgers winning, being number 1, and going to the playoffs, so I got +4. Giants making the playoffs, Padres making the playoffs, and then the Diamondbacks at 4th, and then Rockies at 5. But the Padres were at 2, and the Giants didn't make the playoffs, so I got a -1 on that. So I get
Wait, but you had the Giants
12.
at 3.
I had the Giants at 2.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that'd be
and I had the
-1.
Padres at 3.
Yeah, so you get +3 for the Padres.
Yes.
Got it. Yep.
No, because the Padres finished at 2.
Yeah. Oh, wait. You get +1. My bad.
Yeah, I got +1. Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to go into your AL then?
Yes, we will go into my AL. The AL East, I only got 1 point because I had the Orioles being the number 1 team. They were not. They didn't make the playoffs, -1. But the Yankees gave me 4 because I had them making the playoffs and as the 2 spot. Then the Rays at 3. Red Sox and Blue Jays as 4 and 5. They both made the playoffs, so I got a -1 for both those teams.
Did you have the Rays making the playoffs?
No, I just
So you
had
got
them.
0.
Yeah, 0. And then I had the Tigers being number 1, they making the playoffs, so I got +1. Guardians making the playoffs, +1. Royals at 0 because I had them in the right spot, but making the playoffs, and they missed the playoffs. So is that +2 again?
If you had them missing the playoffs, but
Or I had them making the playoffs, and they missed the playoffs.
but they're in the right spot?
Yeah.
That's +2, yeah.
Okay, +2. Okay, so now I've climbed up to 30. So exactly half of what Austin has. And then Twins at 4, White Sox at 5. Then we go to the yep. And then AL West, I have the Rangers being number 1 team and making the playoffs. I was wrong, -1. Astros at 2 and missing the playoffs, +3. Mariners at third. They made the playoffs, so I get a -1. Then Athletics and Angels at the bottom of the division, +3 for both those teams.
Okay, so I had Orioles 1. Obviously, that has them in the playoffs. That's -1 point. And then I had Yankees, Red Sox 2, 3. Both of those teams finished at those spots and made the playoffs. I had the Rays at 4, missing the playoffs, +3. Blue Jays at 5 for missing the playoffs. I got -1. They also did not finish 5. I had the Royals at 1, Guardians 2, Tigers 3, Twins 4, White Sox 5 in that division. The Royals obviously did not make the playoffs and did not finish at 1, so I got -1 for them. I also did not have the Guardians make the playoffs or the Tigers, so I got -1 for each of those teams. And I got +3 for both the Twins and White Sox, just like you. And then in the AL West, I had the Astros, Mariners, Rangers, Angels, Athletics. I did have the Mariners making the playoffs, so I got +1 point. But I did not have them in the right spot. And then I had the Astros as -1 because I had them making the playoffs and they missed it. And then the Rangers, Athletics, and Angels, or Rangers, Angels, Athletics in that order, all got +3 points each. So I finished with 21 in the AL.
Wow. That is, I think, the best performance by any of us or either of us in the predictions category, especially in the MLB. Where did you rank that in toughest ones?
Great question. I can find that really quickly. Give me a second.
Because I think it was one of my tougher ones because it's always just tough because there are some teams that you miss on. Like the NL East was the worst one for me, but then
I had MLB season at 6, so it's about halfway through.
Okay, yeah.
So there's 13 predictions that we do. So, and I have it at 6. So I have it in the middle of the prediction hardness. I'd say it's more hard than it's not, but after this, I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. You got to replicate that performance.
Well,
You never know.
I can be hopeful, but again, I told Kevin before we recorded, I had 21 of the 30 right teams in the right spot of the division. I think the hardest one to do, because of the way we score, to get high points, not to win, because that was Trey's predictions, was like to win and also like to get as many points as possible. But the NBA is a little bit tougher because we don't do divisions because divisions don't matter. So that team is 1 through 15, and so getting them in the right spot's a lot more difficult than getting the right spot of only a group of 5, right? So that can be hard, but it also can be hard because you can have a team in 10, but they still make the playoffs. So that can also affect how that scoring goes. I told you as well, Kevin, that before I think I retire from predictions. I think this is it.
Yep. Well,
My magnum
we
opus.
got a little bit till predictions happen, so you get a nice way to rest.
That's true. The next one's what, NFL?
Yep. Playoffs. Just got a couple months. So that concludes this episode. So you get to ride that high for a couple months. Then who knows? You could build off this. Could be good momentum to build off. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. We appreciate you listening to Outsiders Opinions.